Good morning. It is Tuesday, October 21st. We are 90 days out from January 19th. The DTD2 this week, you are calling your D's and your O's and you're texting your L's. Calling your D's and your O's, texting your L's. If you don't know what the DTD2 is, it sounds like a Star Wars character. It's not. It's do the database to, making sure that you're moving through 2 letters in the alphabet every week, every quarter, right? 13 weeks and a quarter times 2, 26. That's how it works. Also making sure that you're texting people, right? We know the math. We're going to discuss this in Business Planning Clinic. If you are calling people or texting people, the probability that you will get a text viewed before a call answered, certainly through the roof. And then there's the art of brevity is important. Using emojis is important. The proper placement of misspellings, which I know drives people crazy. We've got some friends of ours that certainly are human grammarly, and they would never want to misspell a word. It's the proper placement. We'll discuss all this in Business Planning Clinic when we go through lead generation. These are things that you can do all during Fight Club because we're here today, and it is Tuesday, and we have Fight Club today. We wrapped up Ignite yesterday. Ignite is done for the quarter, and we are now going to be focused on the next round of Ignite, which is coming in January. Bold coming back to Portsmouth in February. A whole bunch of learning opportunities all set for Q1 of 2026. Now we're really in, some people, I'm going to say it, some people are going to feel like this is triage. You get to the the fourth quarter of the year, and you're maybe you're scrambling. And there's no judgment there. I've said it a million times. I haven't said this recently. This is t-shirt worthy, I think. Anxiety exists where there's lack of a plan. Anxiety exists where there's lack of a plan. And if that hits you with judgment, if that hit you right in the center of your chest, then let's make a plan. Let's spend Thursday together here in Portsmouth, right? We get the first week in November. We're going to be up in Meredith, Business Planning Clinic again. And then, of course, Thursday, December 18th is our final Business Planning Clinic for the year. And it's not a make or break. I can't say this enough. I say this with no judgment. We have all these things on the calendar. We certainly cram them into the fourth quarter to prep you for 2026. We're going to have a Business Planning Clinic in March. We do a Q1 Business Planning Clinic. There will be one here in Portsmouth in March. We also do one here in Portsmouth at the break. We call it the Halftime Business Planning Clinic. It's like the mid-year protocol, right? When you get halfway through the year, where are you in relationship to your goals? And we started adding more. So we now do March, the very end of June. It's like historically the Thursday before the 4th of July. And then September, October, November, December. We do 6 every year. One would argue maybe the March one and the June one are sort of like hey, I went in the fall, I planned my 26, I'm feeling off track. Or maybe you just joined the company and you're like, I'm just jumping in now. All that aside, we do 6 every year. So God willing, you don't miss the opportunity to plan your business. And again, it's not going to be a perfect plan. You're not going to leave with everything in place. It's not going to be this epiphany moment where you're like, oh, I get all of it now. It's an opportunity to grasp onto some of it. No matter what you do, Business Planning Clinic, Quantum Leap, Spring Masterminds, Fall Masterminds, Mega Camp, over the summer, family reunion coming up in Atlanta with Jay Shetty. Yes, Jay Shetty is the keynote speaker. We announced that yesterday. It doesn't matter what you attend. Invariably, we leave with a million different things we want to implement. And all I'm going to do is recommend as your friend, your coach, is you implement one thing and get her up to speed. Implement one thing and get her up to speed. So can you go to Business Planning Clinic on Thursday and arguably discover something that you could implement into your business, right? Because when we hit these glass ceilings, right? these achievement ceilings, and it's going to happen every year of your business. You're going to feel like you sort of plateaued or capped out. And in the interest of that, you have to ask yourself, you don't have to, we recommend that you ask yourself, is there a tool, a system, or a relationship that I could insert into my life, into my business to help me get to the next level? And the answer historically is yes. So where are you right now in relationship to what you had written down as goals for 2025? Maybe you know what's missing. Maybe it's a schedule. I mean, a tool could be as simple as a Google A calendar, which is French for don't forget to do this. It could be that simple. We catastrophize why we're not getting stuff done. It could be very simple. And as our dear friend Ryan Holiday, modern day Stoic, writes in his book, The Obstacle is the Way, more often than not, our solution is also our hurdle. And it's historically us. I don't say that to cast blame. I just pointed at me as I say us. Every one of us at some point in our lives has stood in our own way. And maybe that's you today. Maybe that's you this week. Maybe that has been you off and on this year. Maybe that has been you consistently this year. Or maybe you're having a phenomenal year and you know you want to stack something else on for 2026 to grow this thing that you're building. That's why we take time to go through the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. We're going to talk about the economic model, the lead gen model, the budget model, and the organizational model. So you have a better understanding that this is a menu, right? The map is not the territory. You don't have to go check every box at this company. Think of the organizational model on the 7th level team. It's an elevator. You can get off on any floor. And if you get off on the 3rd floor, the 2nd floor, the 5th floor, and you're happy, stay there. All right, well, I got to get here. I got to be that. I got to do this. I have to be this person. You have to be who you want to be. And all Gary's done is given us a roadmap to get there should you choose to. Is that what you want? Is that what's going to make you happy? Seventh level's not for everyone. I mean, God, 3rd level's not for everyone. I know so many of you, it's just you and Mittens, you and your cat, and she's living the dream, and you're happy as hell, and you're making great money, and you've created the life you want. That's all we want for you. That's what this is all about. Where do you want this thing to go? And if you want it to go further, we've got the roadmap. And if you want to spend a couple years here and enjoy that, because you're building your family or you're working on your personal relationships or you're working on your nutrition or your fitness. Because don't forget, your business will grow to the extent that you do. And we're more concerned as a company about you as a person. I can say that. There might be some productivity coaches. There might be some leadership at other market centers and certainly some groups at some other brokerages that don't feel that way. And I don't say this to be altruistic. I say this because I know the company that I joined years ago is the company that we still are that worries about you as the person first. If you've ever been through some shit, you know the last thing you want to do is grab the phone and make your phone calls. Let's get back to business. If your head's jammed up, if your heart is not connected to your head and they're both not clear and full, the last thing you want to do is worry about the next thing you need to work on in your business. That's why this company coaches and builds and frames for the whole person. Because absent that, what the hell are we doing? And that's not for everybody. I know what I'm saying isn't clicking with everyone. And if I'm offending you, I apologize. I'm just being honest. I love what we do here because we do frame it to the whole person. And that can get heavy and grimy and complicated. But we're not ignoring who we are. The same way that we consistently talk about creating experiences for our clients, the civilians, the consumers. It is our job as a staff here to make sure we're creating experiences for you, the agent, our client. To the best of our ability, we are displaying a schedule and care and concern and assistance and leverage to make sure the best version of you goes out and serves them. Because when that's happening and you're clicking and you're attracting the people you want to work with, you get to finish the day with some energy, with some air in your lungs, with some charge in your battery. The well-rested, nourished person that leaves the house in the morning probably is not the same version of you that will go home at night. Yet this company wants to make sure we send home the best version of you. That's what your loved ones deserve. And as much work, and oh my God, it's a pain in the ass, and keeping the Google Calendar and doing my smart plans and this and that, it all seems like a lot of work, but it's just a schedule to keep you in order, to lower the anxiety. Like I said earlier, anxiety exists where there's lack of a plan. Let's make a plan. Let's lower all the agita for you, so you can be the person out in the public that attracts the business that you want. When you got here, most of us thought to ourselves, I want to control my calendar and my finances. My job as your coach is to get you home as fast as possible with the most financial opportunity, so your family can decide how they want to celebrate with you earlier. Not when is mom or dad going to get home? When is my fiance or boyfriend or girlfriend or partner going to get home? You're home when you want to be home, with a business that is funding the life by design that you want. Because at some point you sat down and said, it's time for me to treat this like a business and to make a schedule so I can be the best version of me. Do that with us today. Fight Club at 9, the Wealthy Agent webinar with the Matthew Erdman at 11 o'clock, and the Midday Protocol today at 1 o'clock. All of it is in the morning news. Join us. Start to build. Start to plan. Reward yourself for making the great decision to come play in this space at Keller Williams, so we can help you take care of yourself and the people that you love. That is what's most important.